Hello everyone. Today I am going to do my presentation based on the topic GST. Now, what is GST? GST is a goods and services tax. GST is an indirect tax. It is an indirect tax. GST, it is a tax that is levied on the supply of goods and services, except alcoholic liquor for human consumption. That is, GST is levied on the supply of all goods and services apart from alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Presently, petroleum products are also kept outside the purview of GST. That is, petroleum products are not subjected to GST. And on tobacco products, GST is levied along with excise duty. GST consolidates or subsumes all indirect taxes except customs duty. It does not include customs duty. Apart from that, it consolidates all. Now we will see the history of GST. In the year 2000, Prime Minister Vajpayee set up a committee to draft GST law. That is, in the year 2000, Prime Minister has set up the committee. That committee has been headed by Asim Das Gupta, who has worked as former finance minister of West Bengal. And in the year 2004, a task force has concluded that GST must be implemented to improve the current tax structure. Before the introduction of GST, there is a multiple tax structure, and because of multiple tax structure, there is a complexities that has been arised, and there is a problems in calculation of taxes. So in order to avoid that problem, a task force has concluded that GST has to be implemented. And in the year 2006, Finance Minister has proposed GST introduction from April 1st, 2010. In the year 2007, the rates of CST has been reduced from 4% to 3%. That CST has been reduced further from 3% to 2% in the year 2008. In the year 2008, EC finalizes dual GST structure. Here, what is this dual GST? Dual GST means here central government and state government both are levying GST. Central government will levy CGST, state government will levy SGST, and central government will levy and collect IGST. IGST is the tax that is imposed on interstate movement of goods and services. So this IGST amount has been apportioned between central government and consuming state government. EC finalizes this dual GST structure in order to have separate levy legislation. In the year 2010, project to computerize commercial taxes has been launched, but GST implementation has been postponed. That is, they have projected the way to compute the GST and all. But GST has not been implemented in 2010 and its implementation has been postponed. In the year 2011, Constitutional Amendment Bill to enable GST law has been introduced. And in the year 2012, Standing Committee has begun discussion over that GST, and they have styled it, that is, they have mentioned about GST in 279B. And in the year 2013, Standing Committee has reported on has prepared a report on GST, and in the year 2014, GST bill has been reintroduced in Parliament by Finance Minister. In the year 2015, GST bill has been passed in Lok Sabha, but it is not passed in Rajya Sabha. In the year 2016, GST bill goes to Rajya Sabha. In the year 2016 itself, amended models of GST law has been passed in both the houses and president has given assent. Finally, in 2017, four supplementary GST bill is passed in Lok Sabha and approved by the cabinet, and that bill has been passed in Rajya Sabha. That four supplementary GST bill has been passed in Rajya Sabha, and finally, that bill was approved by state legislative members. And finally, GST has been implemented on July 1st, 2017. Now we will see what are the taxes that are replaced by GST, or the taxes that are subsumed under GST. Before GST implementation, there were multiple tax structure. That is excise duty that was imposed whenever there is a manufacture of commodities. This excise duty is imposed as per entry number 84, list 1 and schedule 7. So now another tax which was imposed is customs duty. That is imposed whenever there is import of goods and export of goods. And service tax, that is also imposed before the introduction of GST. Here taxable event is rendering of services. That is, whenever services are rendered, service tax is imposed. Another one is sales tax or VAT. It is imposed whenever there is transfer of ownership. Whenever there is transfer of ownership. Now, what are the taxes that are subsumed by GST? So, first one is Central Excise Duty under Central Excise Act 1944. So, this excise duty, as I already told, it is imposed on manufacture of goods and services. So, additional excise duty along with central excise, additional excise duty is also subsumed by GST. After that, excise duty which is levied under medical and toilet preparation, that is also subsumed under GST. And services tax, that is the tax which is imposed on the supply of services. Whenever services are rendered for consideration, this tax is levied. And CVD is a tax that is imposed whenever the articles which are imported by getting subsidies from other countries. On such articles, it is imposed. Then special additional duty of customs, that is levied on import of goods. Then central surcharges as well as cesses. This is also a tax. It's a kind of cess or surcharges that is levied on products, on luxurious products by the central government. After that, in case of state indirect taxes, state value added tax or sales tax. This is the tax which is imposed by the state whenever there is a sale of goods. So after that, entertainment tax. Entertainment tax, it is a tax that is levied on entertainment. For example, if a person buys a movie ticket, on that movie ticket he has to pay entertainment tax because person watches movie for entertainment purpose. Then central sales tax, it is levied by the central government and it is collected by the state government. After that, octroi duty as well as entry taxes. So this is imposed whenever the goods and motor vehicles enter. Luxury tax, it is a tax that is levied on luxurious services which are provided in hotels, hospitals, conference halls, marriage halls, etc. Then lottery tax, whenever a person wins lottery, on such lottery amount, a tax will be imposed. That is lottery tax. Betting as well as gambling tax. It is the tax which is imposed on betting as well as gambling. And state surcharges and cesses. These are all taxes which are replaced by GST, or the taxes which are subsumed by GST. So here these are the explanations related to that. Now we will see the rates of GST. Under GST there are mainly 5 rates. One is 0%, 5%, 12%, 18% and 28%. 0% rates of GST is applicable on milk, egg, curd, lassi, kajal, health services, educational services in case of unpacked food grains and unpacked paneer, unbranded natural honey in case of fresh vegetables, salt, unbranded atta and unbranded maida. On that this 0% GST is applicable, and 5% GST is applicable in case of sugar, tea, packed paneer, coal, edible oil, domestic LPG, and in case of roasted coffee beans and skimmed milk powder, cashew nuts, agarbatti, etc. 12% rate of GST is applicable on butter, ghee, computers, processed food, almonds, mobile, fruit juice, umbrella, etc. And 18% GST is applicable on hair oils, capital goods, toothpaste, soap, ice cream, and printer, industrial intermediaries services, or any other services. And 28% of GST is applicable on small cars, high-end motorcycles, consumer durables such as AC, fridge, and aerated drinks, etc. This is about rates of GST and history of GST and taxes subsumed by GST. And this is about my presentation. Thank you.